What's up, everybody? How you doing today? My name is Jason the Ape. Welcome to The Boring Show. Today we've got a very special guest. He's actually a brother of mine from the minting date. We've got Private Banana Hammock in the house. Welcome, 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 my ape brother.
Jason, thank you for having us on here tonight, man. It's an honor to be invited for sure. There are many other apes out there that are more deserving, and I'm sure are waiting for a slot. But yeah, I guess family has its privileges.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's all love here. I wanted to see you come through. I'm always curious to hear about how well you're doing, and hopefully we could ask you some questions about like what just what you've been up to since we parted ways when we did back in the day. But everyone's welcome on the Boring Show. We actually even opened it up to other NFT projects. We might have an alien on, the first alien on a talk show ever, coming soon potentially.
Mm.
And I think we're gonna have a gutter cat come on soon, and we wanna make sure that the communities are heard. And the Boring Show is a ape centric chat, show, but we're open to hearing other perspectives. So, with that said, Private Banana Hammock, welcome again. And would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself while you're
Well,
puffing away?
as you can see, I'm a vet of it was the tropical ape wars of the '70s. I'm sure I don't need to rehash that old argument that everybody's been through a million times.
I mean, the
It was
bone
rough.
necklace scares me, man. That means you did some things. You've seen some things.
Um, yeah, it was a rough time out there, and to be honest, there are probably some souvenirs on this necklace from some people that didn't deserve it. But it was a different time, and it was rough, and we did what we had to do to get through the jungle those days, Jason.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
It was a different time then. We understand that. But so that's wow, man. Even though you're my brother, it's always interesting to hear the different paths we've gone in life. Because I'm an art stoner ape. I took the alternative lifestyle choice, you might say, from what you did. So I just kind of stayed around, painted, created, thought about philosophy most days, and my biggest issues was like, dang, did I run out of weed too fast today, or do I still have a canvas to paint on? And yours was like a little bit more intense. So, thank you for your ape service, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but we're not all born with talent. Some of us have to get out there and see the world in different ways. I don't regret the choices I made, but given the opportunity, I might have made some different ones.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, with that said, where have you traveled in the world? Do you have like a favorite spot in the world?
Uh, Hands down, the city of New Orleans
Really?
is without a doubt my favorite place to go anytime. My wife threw me a parade out there for my 40th birthday.
Wow.
That was intense. We had a second line, we had a couple of Indian chiefs, the whole 9 yards.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. And the whole thing was like 1,200 bucks.
What? What a bargain. I've never been to New Orleans. I've gotten as close as Texas, and then it was too hot, so I just came back home.
Weed is decriminalized in the great state of Louisiana now, right?
Oh no, man! I never leave the great state of California because it's the greatest. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I'm excited to travel again, but I'm hesitant, and I just with all the weed regulations here, it's so beautiful and easy.
I try to stay in legal states
Yeah.
when I'm traveling for the most part. Unfortunately, I have family in Texas. I have family in Arkansas. I have family in Louisiana. The wife
Dude,
has friends in
shout
Missouri.
out shout out to Alex Caruso, man. What are you doing, buddy? You know.
Dude, like, you're going to land at the airport at Texas A&M with a grinder in your bag. Like,
Oh,
first of all, you're landing at a college. Do you really think you can't find, like, you're Alex Caruso and you're landing in a college, a sports centric college, a college with a lot of sports fans, a D1 school. Do you think it's going to be hard for you to find pot? Because I promise you, you hit the chicken over on Northgate and the joints will just fall onto your table.
I don't even know what that means, but honestly,
I'm
bro.
an Aggie.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
Um,
he went to my neck of the Woods. The Dixie Chicken is a bar and restaurant on Northgate, which is the crawl strip that everybody hits
Got
after the
it. Got it.
game
Got
because
it.
it's a block from Kyle Field.
Well, that was a huge mistake by him. And, where I love the Lakers. I grew up watching the Lakers in LA, and I was severely disappointed this year that they didn't make it to a back-to-back championship. But I know you're a big basketball fan, right? Is that something you still enjoy?
Oh, for sure. The Mavericks are and always will be my team. Um, I grew up right outside of Dallas in the Metroplex. I always went to games my entire life. I actually hold a season ticket package now. Moved to Colorado in November and kept the tickets.
Oh,
Still
nice.
plan on going back and going to games. Uh, the last event that I attended before the pandemic started was the Mavericks game. That was the last completed game before they suspended the season.
Wow.
And then the first event that I attended once I was vaccinated was a buddy of mine went and watched the Nuggets play the
Oh,
Knicks
nice,
out
nice.
here in Denver.
I can't believe the Knicks were good this year. That was a huge surprise to me. I got tired of.
Dude,
I got. I don't even believe that they made it into the playoffs.
it surprised everybody, but looking back, it shouldn't have. And the fact of the matter, whether you're a fan of them or not, and having grown up a Lakers fan, I doubt that you are.
No. Yeah, I could
The
care less.
Knicks being competitive is good for basketball as a whole.
Sure, sure. Don't disagree. All right. Well,
Same is said for the Lakers.
let's go to a different difficult question. I know mutant breeding is coming soon to this Bored Ape project. That's something I've heard about on the roadmap. And do you have any thoughts on that? Have you been wondering what the breeding process is going to be like? Because I've been wondering, is it going to be an ape variant? I'm looking at the YouTube page that they have up with their music channel all the time, and I'm trying to look on the page and see, like, is there any puzzle piece up there that I can figure out? Like, what's going on there? Do you have any ideas about that?
Oh, I do not know. And the thing is, I'm one of those people that will intentionally avoid trailers and spoilers for TV shows and movies because I like to be surprised.
Yeah.
Um, my only concern was whether or not I had to go chasing after a friend to hang out in the clubhouse with Private Banana Hammock. And when they announced that you only needed to hold one of our friends in your wallet at the time, I just figured, all right, cool. I'm just going to wait and see what this is. Because the thing is, everything they've done has been innovative. They're the first to do it.
Right, right, right.
It's been leading the space, and I mean that literally, and that the rest of the space is following right behind
Oh yeah,
whatever our club does.
everyone copies them right now. That's how it goes.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know. And
Yeah.
there's a couple of them that are doing it well. Like the Gutter Cat Gang is killing it right now.
That's why we're gonna have a cat on soon because I want to hear his opinions about what's going on.
I bought one. I jumped into the Cat Gang yesterday, day before.
All right, all right.
So I'm learning about it. I bought me a Blue Eyes Turban Cat.
Interesting. Okay.
So
You're a cat owner now. Are you a Zed Run horse owner too? Because they're starting breeding, and I own a female horse and a male horse, and I got to figure that out, man.
I am not. I do not have a pony in the stable yet. I have created a stable. I figured out. I figured out how to get my Ethereum into the proper place in order to join the drop. Now I'm just waiting to be able to actually participate in a drop that goes the way it is intended to. Because unfortunately, every time I've gone in to get a drop, I've been unable to figure out how to work around whatever's broken. I know other people have, and I'm impressed by that.
I haven't. The last two have been garbage for me. Like I got the emails, I signed up, and then it was just a blank page. But one of the community members minted a horse for me when they first had the breeding come around, and they named it the Hustle Horse in the namesake of my YouTube channel, which that's like a forever keeper for me. and
Right.
then
No, that's solid. That's great.
Jocko the ape, my ape buddy, sold me his horse, and I gave that to my girlfriend. And the hustle horse sucks. Like he's won first place one time. He showed a few times, but for the most part, he comes like in the middle of the pack. The horse that I gave to my girlfriend has gotten first place a bunch of times since we've got it, and it places pretty often. So pretty
Nice.
excited about trying to figure out how to mate these two and see if I can get a better horse out of it.
Nice.
So I'm actually looking forward to. I'm gonna have one of the Zed Run team members come on the show, and we're gonna talk ape to ape about horse breeding. On the Boring Show, really, we talk about everything and anything, and it's kind of always just random. So, last question I really want to get into before I ask you some really just out there questions is
Fair enough.
what NFT project are you looking at right now besides the Gutter Cats, right? Like you had mentioned something earlier about music and Yoshi drops. Do you want to speak on that as a ape?
Um, well, yeah, Yoshi Drops is associated and within the same parent company as Legend.art, which I feel like a lot of the guys are familiar with. There's been some really good stuff on that platform already. And Yoshi Drops is going to be the same type of production company for music, the same thing that Art does for art. So anybody that's out there that pops in and hears the show, if you make music, hit me up.
Yeah.
We
So
can draw that on Twitter. Just shoot me a DM, Brad the Third on Discord.
we're gonna have to figure out how to connect you with some magicians, some musicians, because we actually have had two musicians in a row on the show. Episode 6 and episode 5 are two amazing musicians. So we'll try to connect you with them, and we'll see if any other fellow apes out there want to connect and just figure out a way to get more creative. With that said, guys, I do need a Boring Show intro song. So any board ape out there, I think we're gonna start a competition soon. Have a few people submit, to the Boring Show theme song, and then maybe have the community vote on it with some kind of prize I'll come up with at the end. But look forward to that because just another opportunity to play. Uh, and really, that's all this is about, man. So are you working on any variants art of your ape right here, Mister Banana Hammock? Private Banana
Uh,
Hammock. I apologize.
excuse me. Excuse me. You know that last hit goes sideways sometimes.
You better calm down. Hey, Dan Brown, everybody. Dan Brown's on the stage, making sure everyone's safe. He's what Dan Brown actually got promoted to security, and he very proudly wears his security hat around stage. So I appreciate you, Dan Brown, making sure everything's locked down tonight.
Good stuff. Congratulations, Dan Brown. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good pupper dog right there.
He's pretty good.
That's a good pupper dog. But no, I'm not. Right now, I don't have anything going with my ape. I've had a couple of derivatives made just because they were ones that I liked with different backgrounds and touch ups and different colorations on the ape. But I'm not working on any personally.
Okay.
And right now, I'm looking at a couple of other things that could potentially be an NFT project with some real world and some potential AR involvement.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. AR is the way to go,
So
man.
I'm talking to a buddy of mine that's already developing an AR game, and his team's about 90% done. So once they get that pushed out into beta, they can start taking a look at what I want to do.
Yeah, nice.
And if I can put that together, I think it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that sounds rad, dude. Honestly, anything that we can do to kind of push forward technology and innovation in this space around these silly avatars would be absolutely amazing. I know a lot of people were pumped to get their dogs and enjoy those experiences, but I know that we're gonna glance over the fact that you don't have a companion with you today. You put him up for adoption because you really believed in the Bored Ape Kennel Club's ability to give back to the dogs in the actual shelter, right?
Let me look something up real quick. And I knew the numbers, but I forgot them. But it's a ridiculous amount of money that has been generated and donated through the secondary market sales of these dogs.
Yeah, and that's one of the coolest things that the founders of the Bored Ape Yacht Club could have ever done. Just as a just like a random here you go one day airdrop, we're also gonna make a huge impact in this dog community.
As of about 24 hours ago, 131 Ethereum, roughly $275,000, had been
Holy
raised for no kill shelters.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And honestly, I think it still could go up quite a bit because I know that my friend has a Captain Trippy hat. I mean, what are the furry hat, the Trippy furry hat, and the Trippy body, and
Oh,
that
nice.
that dog is like a one of one super combo dog. And I imagine that dog will go for something like 30, 40 Ethereum, honestly. So
That's a
that
that's
would
a really good dog to have.
yeah, dude, you should have seen the. I was doing a live reveal, and Dan Brown and I weren't always friends. It took a little bit of time. We've actually gone to the park a few times and smoked together. You can see we posted on his Instagram just a little while ago. But when I was doing the reveal, I was looking at my friend's dog live, and I was like, "Oh my god, you got the coolest dog! It's so amazing!" It had three traits under 1%, and then another 1% trait, and I was just blown away. And then I went to my page, and I had this very simple, silly looking dog, and my energy just depleted. But since then, he's become head of security, and we've bonded. So the relationships come around.
Good to know. Good to know. I mean, he's a good pupper. I've heard him on a couple of shows so far, and he helps keep things in line. And he seems pretty well behaved. So I'm glad to hear that y'all are getting along and that y'all bonded.
Yeah, yeah, dude, totally. Well, honestly, I just wanted to know what do you have to say as we wrap up the show? Because we're gonna part ways soon. I think I got to take Dan Brown out for a walk. He gets a little. I don't want him to shit on stage if a show goes too long, man. So,
That's fair enough.
you have any parting words to our audience before we take off and thank everyone for spending some time with us today at the Boring Show?
I've said it a few times, but it bears repeating. When you're looking at people to get advice from and to follow in this space, don't look at what people buy, look at what they do.
Yeah, that's good
Pay close
insight.
attention to what people are doing in the space rather than what they're buying, what they're selling, because
That's a very
it's
good perspective.
yeah, knowing what people are doing for the community is just as important as knowing what people are moving back and forth between wallets.
Right, who's building and who's profiting. That's a very good perspective. I always tell people you got to think of when an influencer is trying to sell you something or try to get you to buy a project. It's because they're trying to sell you something. So why would they benefit from telling you that information? You always got to think about that.
For sure, for sure.
And
Well, Jason, thanks
on
for
that
having me
cryptic
on
note,
tonight.
I appreciate you, Private Banana Hammock, very much for your service, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to chatting with you again, bro.
We'll talk soon, man.
All right,
Take
peace
care.
out.